Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
Today we're jumping into the crypto world again. Got a bunch of recent reports to sift through.
Yeah, lots happening. Bitcoin's price, some political angles, regulation watch.
Exactly. And Tether, altcoins,
Yeah,
the usual mix, but with some interesting twists.
for sure.
Our plan, as always, is to break it down for you, get to the core insights without all the heavy jargon.
Yep, make sense of the noise. It's definitely a dynamic time, market sentiment, politics, regulation, all kind of swirling together.
Okay, let's start with the big one, Bitcoin. It's been flirting with, getting closer to that $100,000 mark. Saw it trading above $97,000 recently.
It has been pushing hard. Reports suggest a couple of things may be feeding into it. Investor confidence seems up.
Right.
And there's some talk about maybe positive signals from the U.S.-China tariff discussions. Sometimes that broad risk appetite spills over.
Interesting connection. And the ETFs, still a factor.
Oh, absolutely. The Bitcoin ETFs, those inflows are still strong, still providing that sort of baseline demand from more traditional finance players. That's huge.
Yeah, makes sense. Also saw a mention, maybe it out there, but Robert Kiyosaki talk about $1 million Bitcoin eventually.
Huh, yeah, by 2035, I think.
Yeah,
Bold calls like that definitely add to the buzz, you know?
they do.
Oh.
But for now, analysts seem focused on $100 K as that big psychological level.
Right. It's a major hurdle. Getting past it could spark more buying, but you could also see profit taking. And they're watching $88,000 as potential support if it pulls back.
So potential volatility around there.
Definitely something to watch.
Okay, shifting gears a bit, this Trump Camry meme coin story. Quite a surge, like over 70%.
Yeah, pretty wild. And it looks like the trigger was this announcement of a private dinner for the top investors, the biggest holders.
Wow. It really shows that intersection of, I guess, personality, politics, and crypto.
It does. And it's not just the coin price. There are also these plans mentioned for Truth, FI-branded ETFs partnering with Crypto.com, apparently.
Boy, I saw that.
It just underlines how political figures are getting more, let's say, strategically involved in the crypto space. It's not just tweets anymore.
Yeah, it's becoming more baked in. Speaking of official involvement, let's talk regulation. New SEC Chairman Paul Atkins. What's the vibe there?
Well, the early signals seem to suggest maybe a more, I don't know, crypto-friendly stance, or at least a willingness to engage differently.
So.
He kicked things off pretty quickly with a crypto roundtable. Talked about wanting a firm foundation for innovation, which sounds, constructive.
Okay, that's interesting phrasing.
And then there's the SEC dropping the Ripple lawsuit. That's being read by some as potentially signaling a move away from the very enforcement-heavy approach of the previous administration.
Right, a potential saw. That could be significant for the whole industry.
It could be, yeah. Big questions about where it heads long-term, but the initial signs are notable.
Meanwhile, Tether's just powering ahead. Reported a massive profit, was it $1 billion for Q1?
$1 billion, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty staggering.
Right.
And they're not sitting still.
No. Seems like they announced plans for a U.S.-focused stablecoin, aiming for the end of 2025.
That's right. A stablecoin specifically for the U.S. market, backed by U.S. dollars. It shows they're serious about deepening their footprint there.
And they're lobbying hard in D.C. too, right? Trying to influence the rules.
They are. It
Yeah.
really demonstrates their financial muscle and their ambition to, shape the regulatory environment they operate in. They're becoming a real force in Washington.
Okay, so we've got Bitcoin, politics, regulation, stablecoins. What about the altcoins? Still seeing action there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Reports are highlighting some strong performers. Solana, SOL, SUI, SUI, Cardano, ADA, getting mentioned.
So we had a huge jump, didn't it? Like almost 70%.
Yeah, 68.4% reported. Seems linked to actual usage picking up on its blockchain. That's always a good sign. Utility driving price.
For sure. And Solana, still the meme coin hub.
Seems like it. That Solana meme coin market apparently crossed $10 billion in total value. That's substantial.
Wow.
And you're also seeing strong institutional interest in Solana itself, looking at things like futures open interest hitting 40.5 million SOL. That's not just retail hype.
Okay, so a lot of breadth in the market still.
Exactly. It's not just a Bitcoin story. There's innovation and investment happening across the board.
All right, so quick recap then. We've got Bitcoin pushing higher, this weird but impactful Trump meme coin effect, potential shifts toward maybe clearer or friendlier regulation,
Tether flexing its financial muscles and expanding its reach.
and a really active altcoin scene with projects like SUI and Solana showing serious momentum. It paints quite a picture.
It really does. And you can see how these things connect market confidence, regulatory clarity, tech adoption, even political wins. They all feed into each other.
So thinking about all these rapid changes we're seeing in the tech, the finance, the politics of crypto makes you wonder, doesn't it? What kind of bigger, more fundamental shifts might be coming down the line in the next few years, maybe impacting things way beyond just crypto itself?
That's the big question, isn't it? Definitely food for thought.
Absolutely. Well, that's all the time we have for this deep dive. Thanks for walking through it.
My pleasure. Always interesting.